Anytime I talk about moving to Asia countries like Japan, China, people be like, they are lizard eating people, they eat lizard, blah blah. What did you see about moving to Japan that I would like to discuss with you? Stick around. So, where is Japan? Japan is a very beautiful country in Asia. It is very safe to live and they welcome you. They are very respectful people and always willing to help you, especially when they know that you're a foreigner in their country. Someone might be wondering, how does she know? Well, I was also like an applicant like you are gonna be after this video, all right? But something happened along the line that I will share in the end of this video. So let's continue. So some Japanese words that are very easy for you to learn if you actually get interested in applying or in going through this route. Some of these words are konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means good afternoon, or it also means hi. Another one I learned was ohayo. Ohayo means good morning. Well, another one I learned was konbawa. Konbawa means good evening. Then some other ones like hajimemashite, which means nice to meet you. Sumimasen, which means excuse me. So in this lovely country, Japan, you can teach English language as an assistant English teacher without Ielts, without no real classroom teacher experience, like I said. All right. So if you're very outspoken in your English language, if you're very respectful in your character, and you are drawn to children, like you love, teaching children, being with children, all right, you will thrive there. All right, so let's look at the documents that are required for this process. Document 1, that is your international passport. The second one on my list is BSc. You need your BSc certificate or you need your BA and be able to speak, write, and converse in English language. That's the major. All right, the third one is the certificate called TEFL, 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 which stands for Teaching English or Teach English as a Foreign Language. All right. CV. So for the TEFL, there is a site I'm going to share with you. This is a site to do a crash TEFL program, especially for people that don't have so much funds to be able to go for the physical TEFL programs and then probably do the exams and get certified or get the certification. That if you qualify, if you pass all the modules 100%, because I did mine under about 3 to 4 weeks, you pass, and then they send you your certificates to your email. And so let's look at how to apply. Firstly, before you make an application, you have to check all of these documents that I've mentioned. You have checked that you have those 4 documents. All right, you go to different sites and then you apply. So I'm going to leave the link of these Japanese companies that are recruiting English teachers. All right, so you go to their site, you apply, and then you just wait few days for their feedback. 2 or 3 companies I know about. One is called the Gaijin Port. I know about another one, it's called Borderlink. These companies that usually accept applicants from African countries. All right, some other companies that I might still link to the description box of this video, they might not take African applicants. They take people from the US, they take people from the UK, they take people from South Africa or Canada. So for some companies, they have 2 interviews before you finally move to Japan. For some companies, it is just 1. I applied through Borderlink and then they have 2 interviews. All right, so the first interview for Borderlink, I think I have their form here with me that I filled. It's about 6 pages like this, so you have to download it. After downloading it, you fill your details in it and then you scan and you submit, you send to them and you wait for some days. That's for Borderlink. First interview of Borderlink, all right, they'll send you dates, they'll send you time for you to choose, about 8 different dates and time for you to choose so that you can have an interview online with them. They need to know how you can speak English. They need to know how you can listen to a conversation and understand it. They need to know how you can even write, and they will also put you through or put you alongside other applicants that are going for this the same program in Japan. They might not be from the same country that you're from. I was paired with about 2 or 3 other guys that were not from Nigeria, but they were white. They were from different countries, okay? So we're paired in groups to have a discussion. So while we discussed during the first interview, there was the video was under recording. So it was apparent that the Japanese company, the Borderlink, was actually watching us discuss in English so that they will know who can speak, who cannot speak, who is fit for the job, who has team spirit. So for Borderlink, their interview is 2. The first one is where they get to know you, they get to put you in group, they want to see how you can meet up with other teachers while you're there teaching in Japan. And the second interview is going to be just you and the Borderlink company. So for anyone that is interested, this was how I went through my own. Also note that for the interview or for the interview process, it also depends on the company's policy. So what are some of the interview questions before arrival in Japan? So let me share some of my questions I was asked during my interview. So the first one, do you have any special talent? And then in bracket they wrote yes or no, and then I had to just tell them yes, singing, because I like singing with children. All right. The next one, what is your Japanese proficiency? This one now, I like to advise that you go to make use of your Google, make use of your YouTube, try to learn few things in Japanese language like numbers, greetings, few things that you have to say come, go, all right, goodbye, just like the ones I mentioned, so that when it's time for you to answer this kind of question, because there is a column for advanced, there's a column for semi-advanced, there's a column for intermediate, there's a column for elementary, there's a column for introductory. All right, so you must at least know something in Japanese language. So the next one is, why do you want to be a teacher in Japan? Then this is my answer. I want to teach in Japan to influence children positively in English language and help them become great leaders. All right, so that's what I wrote there. And then the other one, what is your impression of Japan? What do you like about Japan? What interests you about Japan? What first attracted you to join or to want to be in Japan? Listen to my answer. Japan is very welcoming. Japan is safe, neat, and secured. The Japanese are very hardworking and they are very respectful people. Thus, all these attracted me and increased my interest to going to Japan as an English teacher. So the final question I want to share with you, because there are about 50 questions, I'm just going to share this few ones with you. The last one I want to share with you is, please write a short essay on the following reasons why you think you will be a good teacher in Japan. Here is what I answered, or here is what I wrote. A teacher is a person who is creative, dedicated, empathetic. He or she impacts knowledge to learners. I think I will be a good teacher because I am creative, dedicated to my work, punctual, innovative, caring, and I love feedback from my students. I am effective as I make time for my students, prepare lesson plans, constantly look for ways to better my class, and I collaborate with other teachers to make teaching English fun and easy. So the first question someone might ask is, what sections in the school system would one be teaching English language when you finally get to Japan, when you finally get considered? So they have the elementary school, which in Nigeria is called the primary school, or for some countries it's also called the elementary school. You have the kindergarten or the preschool level. All right, you also have the junior high school. So number 2 question, can people move with their family? No, you can't move with your family. I have seen and I've also heard of a couple that went, both of them as teachers, applied together, they passed through the interviews, they qualify, and they were both offered the employment. Who actually ask is, do you need proof of funds for visa application? I know that I've been sharing proof of funds for different countries via study routes, but for moving to Japan as an English teacher, you do not need proof of funds, but you must have enough money for your flight tickets. You must have enough money for your accommodation while you're at Japan, and then you must have feeding money for at least the first 2 months you're going to be in Japan in your account. Let's look at visa costs to Japan. As of 2020, I remember a friend of mine who went to Japan. The visa cost then was 8,350 naira. Now I'm saying in naira because I'm from Nigeria. All right, so it was 8,350 naira. The visa cost to Japan from Nigeria, but currently is about 9,700 naira, or maximum 10,000 naira. All right, so you watching, if you're not from Nigeria, you can calculate that money in your own currency. That's the visa cost. The next question is there a visa application fee? No, there's no visa application fee. So number 4 question, how much is flight ticket to Japan? From Nigeria, I can say, as of 2020, that my friend also gave me feedback that it was 450,000 naira for Turkish airline if she traveled with Turkish airline as of 2020. So the flight ticket was 450,000 naira. But so currently it should be from 500 to about 750,000 naira for flight ticket from Nigeria to Japan. But know that sometimes these airlines, they do promo, they go on promo, so you might be fortunate to be traveling during that their peak period, during that their promo period, and then you might get a cheaper rate. Also, you don't need a return ticket, all right, since you're going there to stay 1 year, because when you get there, stay 1 year. After 1 year, if you want to still continue, you can apply for extension. So for some people, go there and then apply extension for 2-3 years and then keep working and earn your money. All right, so the next one is, do you need many classroom teaching experience? No, you don't need to be a teacher for 10 years. So you can state that you have taught during your NYSC school, NYSC program, or all of these are teaching experiences. And then the other one is salary range. Now this is the big question for many people that want to migrate. From my wide array of audience, or of people that I've been talking with, or even from salary is actually the main reason people move abroad most of the time. But for some people, it's just the quality of life, but for most people, it is the salary. In my country, Nigeria, I know that some teachers earn about 40,000 to about 200,000, say, in a month. For some people, it's even less than 40,000 naira. So for salary for an ALT, assistant language teacher, that's what you're going to be called when you move to Japan, the salary ranges from about 150,000 yen to 300,000 yen. That is about $1,500 as at the time when I calculated it, to $3,000 per month. That's for a month. So it depends on the exchange rate at the time you'll be watching this video. You can calculate 150,000 yen, which is the minimum you're going to be paid for being an English teacher in Japan, up to about 300,000. So it means that some companies might hire you and pay you 150,000. Some might hire you and pay you more. Just calculate and then compare with what you're getting in your country and what you will get when you get to Japan. Make your choice and apply. Number 6 question someone will ask is, would one be able to save? I would say yes. It depends on your spending habits and then your lifestyle. If you're also frugal, you can it's possible you can save. All right, for some people, they might not be able to save so much because maybe their spending habits is, the other dimension. If you consider a lot of things, you'll be able to save a lot and send something home. And at the same time, you're normally going to be posted in rural areas to go and teach. Areas like the Kanto area, I have it on my form here, the Kanto area, the Kansai, Tohoku, Chubu, and then the other rural areas. All right, another question someone will ask is, how long does the process take? All right, so during COVID period, the process, I knew Japan borders closed, all right, because of the COVID thing. It took about 2 to 3 months for the process for most people that were going at that time that I knew. All right, visa comes out like 1 to 2 weeks. All right, but since we're now in the post COVID era, it shouldn't take too long anymore. So guys, once you get the offer letter to work in Japan, your role is going to be called ALT, which means assistant language teacher. Let me explain a bit of this. There's going to be a classroom teacher in the classroom you're going to be assigned to, who is going to be the major teacher in that class. The person, the female teacher or the male teacher you're going to meet there, all right, you're going to assist the person in teaching the children English language. So you're going as an expert, all right? The person understands English, but not as much as you know. All right, so I'll also put the link of someone that I know that went to Japan. She also has a YouTube channel. Her name is THELMA. THELMA, thank you very much for all the information that you gave me. I'm very grateful. Please like this video if this content has given you lots of information for you to migrate to Japan. Kindly share with as many people as possible. You never can tell, somebody might actually want this opportunity. All right, and then if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing to my channel and then click on the post notification so that you get updated when I upload new videos. This was part of my experience, although I didn't make it to the very final stage because I missed the Japanese time for the second interview. All right, so let me explain a bit of this. The Japanese or the Japan timing, it's about 8 hours from Nigeria where I was applying. All right, so my timing then was 2 a.m. while it was 10 a.m. in their own country. So I was slated for 2 a.m. So I arrived late, and that made me shut out of the process. I was told that I was late and it has a punishment for it. Even though it wasn't just what I envisioned was going to happen, but I knew that that was where I faulted. So please, I'd like to advise that once you are able to move or get the timings for your interview, please be on time. Set your alarm clocks, tell someone to remind you so that you can wake up and be on time. Just be there waiting for them. It's better you get there before them than them being there and waiting for you after the time that is slated for your interview. Japanese people are very strict and they are very prompt, especially with time. Okay, so that's what happened during my own process. So I'm sharing this because I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made. However, in the long run, I got something better that I'm enjoying right now. But I still want to share this experience with you because I wish you the very best in your migration journey abroad. Thank you very much for watching to the very end of this video. Thank you for sticking around, and please kindly subscribe. Cheers.